Good morning. I am higher vibrations, and so are you. And happy holidays to everybody. I know some of you on the Southern Hemisphere are experiencing Boxing Day today, and over here in the Northern Hemisphere, there's a whole bunch of different holidays that people celebrate. And so I just want to say happy holidays to everybody. I am wearing a glow in the dark, ugly Christmas sweater. um, uh, I'm really honored to be able to introduce the guest for today. Oh, I just lost my. I had an introduction thing I was going to read. Layla Wind here is a spiritual retreat facilitator, kundalini yoga and yoga practitioner, an intuitive spiritual guide specializing in abundance. I like how you wrote that. Teachings and 144,000 key holder of the Christ consciousness template. She also hosts intimate women's gatherings in the Phoenix, Arizona region. And most importantly, being a pure hearted, loving being is what is most important to her. We are really excited for her to be joining today, and I just wanted to give that introduction. And also, anyone who's joining in, we would love to interact with you. So please put in your comments in the live chat section, and then we'll pull it up. Welcome. How are you today, Layla Wind?
So wonderful. So grateful to be here. Deep bow to you, Miss Higher Vibrations. Thank you for your love. Thank you for your unity consciousness mindset by allowing me to come on. This is our first time actually fully formally meeting, like face to face. So it's really nice that you are willing and open to let people come on and share their love, share their light, share their wisdom. So thank you. Appreciate it.
Of course. Thank you.
Yes, yes. So, yeah, I think it's perfect that we're going to talk about today the golden age. You know what that's all about? The golden age of Christ consciousness, especially since this is a collective day of Christmas. Of course, there's a lot of, we can go down a rabbit hole about how, Christ wasn't really born on this day. However, it's a collective day that people celebrate. And in the energy of Christmas, yes, this is perfect, perfect topic to welcome in the golden age, especially coming into the new year as well, which is also a collective new year.
Right. Man, and this particular year, we have so much beautiful things going on regarding Christ consciousness, the Christ consciousness with it. Hey, you could go into that if you felt like. Would you want to explain that to the audience a little bit more what Christ consciousness is?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, if you were just to sum it up in a nutshell, I mean, it's just being a being of love, unconditional, pure hearted, divine love, no judgment, peace, love, happiness, abundance, all of that. Um, Deep forgiveness, even beyond forgiveness, to the point where there's nothing to even forgive.
Yeah.
So it goes really deep, but it's also really simple. It's really simple. And they say, be a loving being. It sounds cliche, or love is the solution, etc. But it's cliche because we have to hear it over and over and over again to actually be it. And it's all about that beingness, that unity consciousness, that oneness. There is no hierarchy. It's about leading with your heart, tuning into your soul. And I actually hosted a retreat in September in Bali, for a whole bunch of beautiful women. Yes, it was really wonderful. And Spirit told me that this retreat was all about the golden age of Christ consciousness. So that's what I entitled it, the theme. So I did a lot of teachings about Christ consciousness related to abundance as well. Because a lot of times we think, especially in the old spiritual paradigm, is that they're mutually exclusive, that you can't be abundant and be a pure hearted soul at the same time because they're just relegating it to money, right? So, yeah, so we're going to talk a little bit about that today. I'm going to talk about a little bit about those teachings. I mean, the teachings can go deep, so I'm going to sum it up. But yeah, in a nutshell, it's that unity consciousness. It's learning to live in the heart and also see everyone as equal, from the beggar on the street to the royal person in the Dubai palace. Everyone, there is no hierarchy with the divine.
That's
That's
right.
right. Yes, ma'am.
And I would say that's the one that's kind of caught me off guard the most over the years, connecting with these what you would call higher beings, and they uh, e- present themselves as equals.
Yes.
to all of us.
Yes. They're just on a higher vibration, which is your name. Yeah.
Right.
It's not that they're better than any of us or that the divine God, goddess, whatever people want to call it, the higher power is doesn't see them as more important or more worthy. And that's a big
Mhm.
trope that a lot of us as humanity needs to, especially as light workers, we need to get out of that illusion. Even amongst other light workers, some of us think, oh well, this person's more gifted or more, and they may have certain gifts that are distinct to them, but really what we forget is that what matters the most is who you're being, not the gifts.
Mhm.
Because I've seen, to be honest, I've seen a lot of people who are very talented are gifted in the spiritual realms, and a lot of them are not in their hearts, and that's a
Mhm.
big one.
You said a lot right there. I totally agree. Like, and I would say right now, above everything else, that's uh the hurdle that I'm trying to assist as well to get over is that no one's better or more gifted. Like people do come to me for guidance. I've been doing this for since I was 4, and they assume that that means that I'm more able,
Right,
and that's not true.
right.
We're all channels. We are all one with
That's
God.
right. That's right. We all have the ability to channel and to open up those clairs, declare cognizance, the clairvoyance, the clairsentience, et cetera, et cetera. We all have that ability. It's just that some of us have those gifts more online for whatever reason, soul contracts. Um, what we were, our soul chose to incarnate as in this in lifetime, as in this incarnation. So a lot of us are way showers, but again, a way shower
Yeah,
doesn't mean that I'm better. Ultimately, and I teach this as well, you're your own guru. We're here to lead you back to
right.
yourself. So
Yeah,
to lead you back to yourself, not lead you to follow me or to follow anyone else, but it's to lead you back to self. And I think that's the ultimate liberation.
that's right. Well said.
Yes, thank you. Thank you.
And, the fact that we're having this yeah, is just so perfect because, um, I would say, yeah, we just barely turned a tide. There was something, a shift, like, we've been shifting for a while. This isn't like a new thing, but we just made a
Mhm,
big shift. And
mhm,
into the golden ages. Energetically, when you look at it at the energy color of it, it has this pink hue. And I
mm,
asked why, and they said it's the pink frequency. So the,
mm.
so the golden age is ushered in by this pink frequency. It's really beautiful.
Wow, that's beautiful you said that because I have at my workspace altar, I have a card with a big pink flower right here. Look at that. Look at
That-
this look at the synchronicities. And maybe yeah, I'll share this card. This is from what deck is this? I believe it's the Oracle, the Rose Oracle.
Ooh.
It's deck by Rebecca Campbell. She signed this card for me. I met her earlier this year,
Oh,
and
that's
she pulled, yes, yes, she pulled this card for me, and it literally says, "Moved by the goddess, here for this soul call, gather," which is
mm,
what we're doing. So I'm definitely moved by that divine feminine energy, and it makes sense, that pink, that softness, that sweetness. When I think of pink, that also correlates to the heart chakra, not just the green, but there's the pink hues as well. It makes a lot of sense. It's definitely connected to the heart. And even when I look at the sun, if you look at the sun, you have those gold rays, but if you look deeper enough, you'll see those pink hues as well. And even within the rays,
yeah,
it's really gorgeous.
isn't that? And I agree with you. It's this healing energy. And so I guess oh, but we had a question a minute ago, so maybe we'll
Yeah,
grab it
let's
real
do
quick.
that.
Chef Deb said, "So why do we say Merry Christmas if we know it is really the passage of fluid down the spine?"
I mean, ultimately, not to get into semantics, but it's just a collective holiday. Personally, I don't really celebrate Christmas, so to speak. I'm more into the energy of the astrology of everything, the winter solstice. But we can live lighthearted. We don't have to take things too serious. That's how I look at it.
Yeah.
And when she's mentioning if we know it is really the passage of fluid down the spine, it's fake to me. Yeah, I can understand that, you know. I think a lot of people look at a lot of holidays, not just Christmas, as being superficial, artificial, materialistic, insincere, ingenuous. I mean, it's kind of designed to be that way, but we're alchemists. So we can alchemize these energies. I don't have to take, one of my dear shaman friends, she celebrates every holiday, but she definitely knows all about the lies and
Mhm.
the how can I explain it? Just the facade of a lot of the holidays. And but she still is fully participating because again, we're in a human experience as well, and so we're still very much in the 3D, but we can choose to raise our vibration higher and alchemize these energy. But if you choose not to celebrate it, that's great too.
Right. Oh, I'm
Oh,
we do the same thing. We don't we Christmas, I mean, everybody's got their thing, but I have a 10-year-old, so we do some celebration type stuff. It's
yeah,
done on the solstice, however, for us, the 21st, this year. That so today is that's it's not really, I mean, it's the day I put on a Christmas hat and come on a show, like
yeah, yeah. A ho ho ho. That's what I wanted to say when you said
that's what I was thinking when I said it too.
that.
You know, and to add to that, I would say that there are people who involve themselves in the consumerism and things like that, and that's just not my cup of tea. Doesn't mean it's not okay. It's okay for them.
Right.
I can say that today, I'm sure everybody else is feeling it. There's some serious aggravation energy out there that we're all alchemizing, we're all transmuting today. You
Yeah,
know, as
absolutely.
empaths, we can feel it.
Yeah, it's so true. And yeah, that's unfortunately the duality in all of these holidays, especially. And studies show around this time of year, that's when the suicides go up. That's when the killings go up. I mean, it's so unfortunate, but that's not, and you would think like if this is supposed to be the most loving day of the year, we're supposed to come together. Why does, you know, people's emotional imbalances why are they heightened? and and I think because it's again that illusion, a lot of people are not really feeling the love. They're like, I'm not really included, I feel isolated, I don't feel the love. There's been especially in a lot of families, there's a lot of secrets, or with family friends, how it goes in the 3D, how it goes.
Yeah,
It's just unfortunately a lot of people, it's and then again, it's not to justify anybody killing anybody or hurting anybody. It's just that a lot of things around this time, people are either super jolly, super happy, or they can go on the opposite end of the spectrum, super depressed,
yeah,
super sad. So, it's a very real thing. And we have to hold compassion for those people in our hearts.
very much. I would say I was counted among them, that this time of year was the most unhappy time of year for me for a lot of years,
Mm,
until until I gave myself permission to not participate.
right.
And that's all I needed. Like now it doesn't, like you said, I mean, and I honor those who, that this is something important to them, you know,
Absolutely.
you know,
Absolutely. Everybody has that right.
exactly.
Hmm.
And I can say that some of the things that people do are fun, you know?
It is. And I do like the lights. I like to see the lights. I mean, personally, I'm a gift giver myself, but I give all year. It's not like I have to give at this one point in time. I'm a gift giver. I'm finally learned to being a receiver. So that's the beautiful thing. But yeah, there's a lot of fun that can be had too, but ultimately it's about the love that's in your heart. What can you be grateful for now? A lot
Yeah,
of things are, people get caught up in how much gifts am I getting, or the facades, like how
yeah,
fancy of a party, or how much fancy clothes I could wear, whatever it is, right? And again, nothing wrong with any of that. That's great. Throw a big party, put on your best dress, great. And at the same time, that's not what really matters. We know that. We
yeah,
know that.
yeah. And that's what I guess, above everything else, is knowledge going into something. You know what it
Mhm.
is when you're participating in it, and When what made Christmas okay for me, what made it help me, it wasn't simply giving myself permission to not participate. It was also, I asked the question, I asked spirit, why is this what it is? And the
Hmm.
answer was to distract us from the solstice energies.
Oh, it makes complete sense. It
Mhm,
is a distraction, but if you can see it, you can literally see it in real time.
mhm,
Not only that, how people treat other people. Yeah, there's some good people, and some people, they have their love heightened at this time of year for whatever reason. But there's also, again, that duality. Same thing with like Thanksgiving. You're supposed to be thankful. What happens the next day? People fighting, pulling hair, damn near killing
Friday.
each other, damn near killing each other. But it is a distraction.
Mhm,
In the consumerism, if we're being honest, a lot of that is a distraction from self. It keeps you from filling your own cup, filling your cup with material items, which can never really be filled. That's why it's an endless, bottomless pit when people, I mean, I've seen in real time one of my ex husband's family members literally cursed their mom out on a holiday. This was years ago. And she spent I bought some expensive items, but he was in deep ingratitude. He had no gratitude at all. And when I seen that, it just goes to show like, wow, materialism doesn't fix anything.
no,
It really doesn't.
you're right. I I don't know if you know this about me, but it was just about a year ago, a little bit over a year ago. We left all of our items and moved across the country, and
Mm,
it was such a relief to
mm.
drop all of the material collection that had happened. At heart, I'm a minimalist, and people are very, very loving. It's just typically how what happens in our lives is people want to give us stuff, and anyway, I was honoring those gifts by not discarding them, and I ended up with way too much. Why am I bringing this up is that the way of the consumerism person, the person that's involved in consumerism, I guess that's the way to say it, um, may find happiness in this. But for me, I found out that if there are piles of things in my energetic field, I'm not going to be able to raise my frequency as high as I'd like. Things
Absolutely.
slows down. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, no, no, I was just agreeing. Yes,
Mhm.
I agree. Absolutely. Yeah, that's the thing. And even those who feel like they're happier with material things, I would definitely invite them to dig a little deeper. And I'm sure they know. We all know. And again, we're still in this human experience. We are supposed to play with some material, but everyone is different. I think the problem is, again, when we define our worth and
Yeah.
our worthiness by the amount of material items or the type of material items we have. Me personally, I do like nice things as well. However, I'm very keen to make sure, and I'm watching myself to never be defined by them or to never overconsume, and to get things that to not overbuy as well.
Hmm.
I used to even over gift give, like, and I had to realize even that was from a wounding,
Hmm.
like
Hmm.
almost like I had to compensate, almost like my love wasn't enough. I had to overgive. And so there's a lot of nuances even in how the ego shows up. Like,
Yeah.
you may think you have good intentions, but if you're overgiving as well, and even because I used to overgive more than I would give to myself, but I had to realize that that was even from a wounded place as well. And it's not saying not to give, but not from a place of, I'm not enough as I am.
Right. Right.
Yes.
I
Yes.
I also had that experience. I can resonate with that too.
Mm.
Yeah. And
Somebody
as
asked, can I? Oh, I'm so sorry. Somebody asked a question about my QT cup.
yeah,
I just
I was
wanted to
just going to
address.
bring that up. Go
I
ahead.
want to address it before I forgot. No, I'm not from South Carolina. I don't even drink. This is cute. I don't know if you know about QT. It's just like a convenience store, but no, I don't drink soda pop or none of that. I like ice for some reason. So I just get a cup of ice, and this is just lemon water in here. But no, I'm in Arizona. Arizona has QT.
Right.
So just wanted to address that question before
Yeah.
I forgot. Yeah.
You're welcome to steer. I'll just jump in here and there. We actually had a real planned topic. We should probably kind of like steer back to it anyway. The age of the golden age and Christ consciousness that go together. So we wanted to talk a little bit more about the golden age.
Yeah,
Do you,
let's talk about that.
okay.
Do you have any particular questions or?
Oh well, let's say what are the characteristics of the golden age and how do we know we're in it?
Beautiful, beautiful question. Yeah, let's start there. So, golden age, peace, love, happiness, health, abundance for all, for all. And the thing about the golden age is that it's a state of being, it's a state of consciousness. It's not a space that you just walk into like, "Oh, hey, I'm in here in the golden age. I found the golden age." You find it within yourself because our consciousness, our state of being is the mirror who we really are on the inside. So it's going to take a lot of deep healing work. And one thing I also want to say about the healing work is that we're now moving into a time, a lot of us light workers, we've done enough suffering.
Yeah.
We can now heal through ease and grace. We can now heal through play. We can now heal through fun. That also is healing. And of
Yeah.
course, sometimes we will have to go into those dark night of the souls. I've been through a lot of death and rebirths within myself. I'm still going through it, but it can be lighthearted. It doesn't have to be so serious. But
Yeah.
again, that's a choice as well. And a lot of us don't even have that awareness that we can choose in any given moment, even in situations that, seem to be so distressful, seem to be where our backs are fully against the wall, like where there's almost like, there's nowhere but up, you've hit rock bottom. Even in those moments, we can celebrate.
Mhm.
But it does take an awareness of self to realize I get to choose. And when we're saying celebrate, I'm not saying like you have to throw a big party, you know, just that deep gratitude, that deep, deep embodied gratitude. So, yes, it takes a lot of work. And what I taught at my Bali retreat and yeah, in Bali for the Golden Age Goddess Bali retreat, it was all women. It was 8 of us. Spirit told me to cap it at 8 because we were working with the frequencies and I study numerology of the number 8. 8 being infinity, 8 being abundance, 8 being ebbs and flows, 8 being what goes around comes around, et cetera, et cetera. And so I was led by spirit and my intuition to talk about the 888 portal of abundance, and especially why us light workers, why us service workers. That's what Master Yeshua, Jesus, was all about, was being in service fully, wholeheartedly. But what also Master Yeshua is telling us as well, even though he was sacrificing, he had all that unconditional love no matter what, is that we also we don't have to be martyrs though.
Yeah.
The martyrdom um is over
Yes,
for
ma'am.
us light workers. We don't have to sacrifice ourselves at the altar for, I mean, even if you think about it logically from a left brain, it just doesn't even make sense. It doesn't make sense. We deserve the abundance as well. And I'm talking about all forms. Of course, the highest form is that genuine purity and love and light. And, being in that spirit of Christ consciousness in whatever way that is. And then, of course, also money. We deserve that as well. We
Mhm.
do, because we still live in a world where you need money to eat, to shelter yourself, to clothe yourself, and also to have resources as well. It's not the all and all be all. And at the same time, we do need it. We're in this human experience,
That's right.
you know. So I would love to talk about the 888 portal, what that stands for.
And I don't know if you saw, that's actually how when you said celebrate, that's how you see how I wrote it. That's how I write celebrate, celebrate with an 8.
Oh, solar braids.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
I just seen that. Ooh, I love that. I've never seen that. I'm gonna have to play off that word. Thank you.
please. Yeah. And everybody, there's a few people, or Chef Deb is mentioning she's been seeing eights for a few days, and
Mhm.
eights are everywhere. And yeah, so please go on and let's hear more. Go ahead.
Yeah, so the 888 portal, I want to start off by saying Spirit wanted me to work with that angel number, 888. And if you add up eight as well, 888, it adds up to 24. And what is two and four? That's six. That's a 3 3. What is Master Yeshua known for? The 33,
Yeah.
right? He's very connected to that. And also the Ascended Masters are also connected to the 333 energy. So I thought that was a beautiful, not a coincidence, but a beautiful synchronization of the correlation between abundance and in service and being in service from your heart. And so what I was teaching was what I call the 8 daily essentials. So that's the first pillar of the abundant of the 888 portal. So there's three pillars. It's the 8 daily essentials, it's the 8 abundance codes of love, and also the 8 gateways of abundance. But they're
Mm,
all tied into abundance. And I call myself a key holder, Christ consciousness key holder for of the 144,000 because I work directly with abundance energy, and I emphasize the abundance because I use dance as a form of divination.
awesome.
Dance is a form of divination. They've been doing it in ancient cultures all over the world, moving your body, connecting. It can really take you into a deep meditative state, almost a trance like state, where you can access other dimensions of consciousness.
Mm,
And so, but you got to work with the right people and kind of know the right modalities. But yeah, dance is a very healing practice. Anyways, kind of went a little around the world with that. Yes, but the eight, yes. So again, the 888 portal is the 8 daily essentials, the 8 abundance codes of love, and the 8 gateways of abundance. So you're probably asking, okay, what are they? What are the 8 daily essentials? So let's start with that. So spirit did very much tell me that there are 8 things that every single human being on this earth should be doing. Every single human being, every single day. That's why they're called daily essentials. And they're actually very doable. Very doable. No matter what your walk of life is, no matter, we're all unique. We all have different paths.
mm,
However, these particular 8 daily essentials are so practical but also so profound, and they kind of give you a foundational guide to really start connecting with spirit, connecting with yourself, and just taking care of yourself, mind, body, spirit, and emotional state of being. So let's go, shall we go over what they are?
please.
So the first 8 daily essential, which I consider the most important, is your spiritual connection.
Mm,
Any form of spiritual connection, whatever it could be, simple as praying, sitting at your altar, meditation, even being here on this live is a spiritual practice, especially if you're present and you're connecting with us. So that's one. The second one is exercise and nourishment. Huge. I personally don't believe that any human being should be should be stagnant. Our bodies are supposed to be moving. We're not meant to be sedentary. And again, doesn't mean you have to be a gym rat and be in the gym every day.
right.
What it does mean is that you should be moving your body. I would say at least 15-30 minutes a day, whether that's a walk, whether that's stretching, whether that's cardio, hit, dance, whatever. Move your body because our bodies, we go through so much, especially as light workers, that we have so much energy flowing through us, especially with these ascension energies and ascension symptoms. We have to move and circulate that energy.
Hmm.
It has to be flowing and fluid through our blood. And it is such a grounding practice. So exercise and nourishment is the second one. And I put nourishment with it too, because to me, it goes hand in hand.
Oh yeah.
We're supposed to be nourishing our bodies. Me particularly, I'm plant-based, but it doesn't matter what you eat. It does matter, but when I say it doesn't matter, I'm talking about in terms of what lifestyle you subscribe to or ascribe to. If you want to eat meat, of course, be eating the grass-fed,
Right.
the free range type of
Mm,
animals. Pray over those animals, honor their lives. And then me as a plant-based person, of course, even so-called vegans, a lot of vegans are not healthy. They're eating impossible meat and French fries and fried cauliflower. And again, I'm not saying you have to even be perfect in the way we eat,
Right.
but just be conscious of what we're putting in our body because it does matter. And we want to put high vibrational foods. And that's why I'm always going to play off that word higher vibrations is the perfect word, perfect name for you. We want to be eating higher vibrational foods. So yeah, exercise and nourishment is the second one. Third one is I'm looking at my notes so I can remember all of this.
I'm taking it.
Cleaning. Oh, thank you. Third one is cleaning and clearing. Clean our homes, clean your mind. Cleaning and clearing is not just cleaning the physical. Of course, it is that. And it could be 30 minutes a day. And this also takes the load off of you. Because a lot of us, it was just 30 minutes and 33 seconds on the clock, by the way. Just so you know.
Ooh.
Yes.
Hey, it's 234 for me.
Oh, I love
Rest
it. Love that. Yeah, just had
go.
to call that out. Big 333 energy here.
Yeah.
Thank you, Ascendant Masters. Master Yeshua is definitely here with us. But yes, cleaning, clearing, cleaning your home, also cleaning your spirit, cleaning your mind. Again, especially us light workers, we're trying to heal ourselves, help others, and ultimately helping ourselves, helping others through our beingness. It's so important, especially in these times of ascension, which is also the Kali Yuga. A lot is breaking down, so a lot of people are feeling a lot of again emotional distress. They're feeling heavy, even like around Christmas time, like you were just mentioning early, that heavy energy. It's so important more than ever that we clean and clear our energy through sage, palo santo, even being in nature,
Right.
whatever it is, just simple deep belly breaths, pranayama.
Sound bowls.
Yes, sound healing bowls, exactly. Even listening to higher frequency
Mm.
tunes like 430 binaural beats, 432 hertz, 528, et cetera, et cetera. Look into those. So important. So cleaning and clearing, cleaning your home, cleaning your personal space every day to again lighten your load, so to speak, and also lighten your energetic load through your body and your spirit.
Yeah.
The next one is rest and integration. Huge. We're not robots, okay? We can't do it all. We all need to rest every single day. I mean, it's an inner child thing too. I mean, there's a reason we can learn from children. They take naps. Let's get our nap on. Even if you're not a napper, I mean, just lay down for a moment. Take a moment to be still. Rest and integration. I personally don't feel that any of us are supposed to be on go, go, go every
Right.
single day. It's to me unnatural. It's an imbalance. But a lot of us have, again, we're in a rat race, or we think we're in one. That's how the matrix is set up. Go, go, go. You
Yeah.
know, work, clean. It's like be in traffic. Most people, especially if you're working 9 to 5s, but take time. Again, it's a choice. Take the time,
Yeah.
even if it's 10 minutes, 5 minutes, to just rest and integrate the day, integrate the lessons, integrate the introspection,
Mhm.
integrate just the experience of being. Integrate rest every single day. Again, at least 5 minutes. Come on, I mean, if you can't take 5 minutes, then maybe you need to be doing 55 minutes of rest. Because it's a program, right? It's really, we're running on a program.
Yeah.
So that's the fourth one. I believe that's the fourth one. Let me make
Yes,
sure.
that's right.
Yeah. Okay, thank you. Fifth one, play, inner child.
Oh, that's my favorite one.
Oh, I know it is. I could tell. You're so cute. I love it. Play inner child. Just like what we're doing right now, laughing, being lighthearted. That's play. That's inner child. Also the inner child is tuning into what do you even really want to do with your life? Like
Right.
beyond the things that we have to do, what you think you have to do, what do you want to do? Because if you look at children, they're all about what they want to do. Like, I don't want to do this, I don't want to do that, and there's a part of us too as adults. We do got to guide them. There are some things that they have to do, so to speak, in terms of, I guess, just functioning as a human being, right? That's what I would say, making sure they're safe, making sure they have manners, etc., etc. But not but and yes, play, inner child, how you want to tune into yourself. um Just noticing yourself, what, like asking yourself, what does my inner child need right now?
Yeah.
What does she need? Paying attention to her. What does she want to do? Maybe she just wants to be silly and laugh for a little bit. Maybe she just wants to let it all go. Maybe she wants to be creative,
Yeah.
etc. So, tuning into that.
Finger paint
Speaking of, oh, go ahead.
and
What'd you say?
finger painting.
Finger painting, yes, all of that.
Mhm.
Every single day. And even the most simplest way to me to tune into your inner child is just to be lighthearted,
Yeah.
because children in their true nature, and I will say this too, I feel like the inner child is your most authentic self.
Oh, yeah. 100%.
Yes. I feel like the inner child is your most authentic self. So, because again, before children are molded into the world and molded to, you have to be this way, you have to be that way, etc. A lot of children, they're just themselves. They don't have this concept of like, I have to prove myself, I have to be this way to fit in, to be liked, to be whatever. At their core,
Yeah.
they are just themselves. They say the most darndest things, you
Yeah.
know. And sometimes people may think some of the things children say is rude, but a lot of times it's just like they're just keeping it real.
Yeah.
What's coming to their
They're
mind.
authentic. And this is
There's
the hidden part that a lot of people talk about when they talk about, the shadow self is your inner
mm,
child.
that's right. I love that. So true. So, so true. Yes. That's the part that's been hidden and
Mhm.
covered. And we've been buried. And it's like the inner child is like, pay attention, give me attention. Right?
Yeah.
Children need attention. Give ourselves some of that attention. So yeah, tune into the inner child. It can be in profound ways or even subtle ways, but the more you build, it's like building that relationship. And so she or he can trust you again and show themselves. So it's really powerful.
Uh-huh.
Yes. Next one, creativity. Kind of
Mm.
what we talked about. And what you'll also find too with these 8 daily essentials, a lot of them can be intertwined. So the inner child and creativity can go hand in hand right there, if that's what your inner child wants to do. But,
Mhm.
be creative. We are, as human beings, we are incarnated here to create. And creation also is not just something tangible. It's also creating your experience. It's also creating how you want to feel. It can be as something as simple as, if it is tangible, it can be something as simple as creating a recipe.
Yeah.
Whatever you feel called to create. I say create your golden age. Create your day. Make it your best day. I don't tell people have a great day. I say make it your best day.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, because you get to create it. And it
Mhm.
reminds you like, wow, I do have a choice to make it my best day. I don't have to, I'm not a victim of life, so to speak, you know. So creativity is huge. We are creator beings. I mean,
Yeah.
we come from creation. The divine created us, so that same energy and essence is also within us to create. And yeah, just to emphasize again, it's also creating your experience, how you want to feel, how you want to show up. You are just amazing. Creativity. Can you just love her? I mean, this is a perfect example. Perfect example. Creativity. Oh my God. I'm literally stealing all your cool
Yeah,
ideas. I'm gonna
please
play
do.
off of them. Love it, love it. And I love the play on the number 8, like just
Yeah.
on point, on point. Learning and reading
Mhm. Yeah.
is the 7th one. Again, even showing up on this beautiful live stream on YouTube, we're learning together.
Mhm.
Also, learning and reading is not just always picking up a book. It is, if you're interested in that and that's what your soul is calling you to do, but learning is in reading is also learning about yourself. I think reading your energy, reading reading the room, so to speak.
Right.
Not just always learning and reading a program. Again, that's necessary in for some of us, if that's what we're called to do. Personally, your heart and soul calls you to do, not like I go to school, I'm giving a curriculum, they're telling me to learn and read this. No. Also going back to the inner child, the true inner child, the way education is really supposed to be is to bring out our own innate gifts.
Mm.
And when I learned about the root word of education and where it came from, it comes from the Latin word educare, which actually means to bring out. So,
Ooh,
yes, yes. So, learning really means to bring out, not to put in,
yeah.
which is pretty powerful concept to, and even a paradigm shift in itself.
Wow.
Yes,
So resonate with. Spirit told me that. Like I asked about my brain because something was going on. I could tell where when information's being input, and I asked why is it coming from my hippocampus, which is a place of memory, and they said you're not
right.
learning, you're recalling.
Mm.
I was like, bam, that makes so much sense.
Yes. Yes. A remembering, right?
Yeah,
Remembering, yes. Um, because we are members of the divine consciousness collective. Remembering, you know, it's like going back to like the source, so to speak.
yeah,
That's the real learning, is to unlearn and
right,
to go back. And sometimes that learning means whatever we're putting in is really just remembering what our soul knows.
right.
That's why we're learning. It's like almost like you're learning again, but a lot of us aren't conscious of it, but our soul knows. And that's why our soul and our heart will lead us certain places or whatever it is to learn certain things, so we can have that remembrance and go back to self.
Right.
So, yep, that's the seventh one.
And
And
the
so you
play
know
on
what
the
to do.
I gotta add
Yeah.
something. The
Oh
play on
yeah, do it.
the reading, learning to read between the lines. So if you are taking
Yes.
something else in, that's my favorite thing. Like if I am looking at anyone else's narrative, I take away their narrative.
Mm,
And when they're presenting information and I learn and you read between the line, your soul's already telling you what's true. You
yes.
already know.
Oh yeah.
You're unlearning, you're unforgetting is what they said, and that makes a lot of sense. It's like
Hmm.
anyway, so read between the lines. That's another part of reading, you know?
Love that. Absolutely. You're 100 million% correct. And reading the energy,
Yeah,
like not just what people are saying, but what they aren't saying, and also what is the energy behind what they're saying.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
important as well. So yes, learning and reading, and also again reading yourself.
mhm,
That's important. Learning and reading about yourself, and that a lot of that has to do with self awareness.
yeah,
Just simple self awareness, which again is a practice for all of us every single day. It's not about perfection; it's progression.
right.
So moving on to the eighth one, and we'll start with the eight daily essentials today. And I'm not going to go into deep detail, just for the sake of time, about the eight gateways of abundance and the eight abundance codes of love. I'll list them, but yeah, because that's like like I said, this is a whole seminar in itself. Like if I was
Uh-huh,
to go deep.
thank you. Right.
But just for the sake of time. So, but yeah, the eighth one, which I love so much, is heart based action.
Ooh, I love that.
Yes, heart based action. And so, what is that? If I was to basically, when I think of heart based action, what is love? It's the opposite of fear. So, taking some type of action that will get you out of your comfort zone. And maybe, again, a lot of these eight daily essentials can be used in tandem. So, maybe the heart based action for the day is tuning into your inner child.
Yeah,
Maybe that's getting out of your comfort zone. Maybe the heart based action for the day is, you know what? I've been wanting to sign up for this class or this course, but I've been, neglecting it or whatever. I've been overthinking it, but I keep getting this call to sign up for this class. Let me take the action and sign up for the class. Or even for me, like heart based action for me was like, let me reach out to this beautiful goddess, Pamela, higher vibrations. She laid out the invitation. If you want to come on her show, to come on the show, reach out to her. And my heart base, I could have been like, you know what, I don't really know her. Will she accept me? Et cetera, et cetera. I could have been in my head, but I said, no, let me take this heart based action, reach out to this beautiful goddess, and look at me now. I'm here.
I'm so happy that you did. I really am.
Thank you. Thank you, love. Appreciate it. So,
And
yep,
the
those are
child, this stuff is the creativity again, like you said that before. And
mhm.
sorry, I was just feeding into what you were saying, like that. So, like being in a heart based, going into that can take you to your inner child. That could be being creative. Creating a space is creating. Creating a meal. We're manifesting. We're using our
Yes.
manifestation chakra, quote unquote. We're creating, right?
Right? Yes. Sorry, not sorry. You can interrupt me as many times. I
All
just
right.
look at it as like we're just getting excited. That's all. We're
Yes,
excited.
ma'am.
And when you feel called to express, we express. But you're absolutely right. This is definitely a form of manifestation. And also that heart-based action, I mean, what better way to manifest and to make things in real time? And then that's another thing about the golden age is that manifestation is happening faster,
Mhm.
faster, quicker, or seems to be. It's always, actually, the thing is, it's always already been there. It's just that we're catching up to the frequency of those manifestations by being in our hearts.
Yeah.
It's always been there. Everything we desire from our heart and soul it's yours. It's ours. I mean, it's up for grabs. I mean, any and everything. That's another thing about the golden age is too. There's nothing off limits. There's nothing off limits. Of course, it has to be from a place of love. I mean, you can't be in the golden age if you're trying to manifest. I mean, I don't know, cocaine or
Harm to your neighbor.
yeah, harm to your oh yeah, exactly, right? Trying to manifest revenge. Absolutely not. Karma's a real thing. Let the cycles of life. I mean, again, it goes back to the same. What's the greatest form of revenge? Success. And what's
Yeah,
success? It's that inner success. Not that superficial. So yeah, those are the 8 daily essentials.
I love it. Wow. I saw that, Chef Dad was commenting. She was at one point. She said, "This feels like it's a." I can't find her comment anymore. A class just for her. There, you presented so much beautiful information there. For anyone who didn't catch it, I really encourage you to go back. She just listed the um, eight essential days. Sorry, I can't. I
It's
forgot the
okay.
word. What's the wording?
8 daily essentials.
Thank you. And then we put it up on here too. Um, we have a bit more time to talk, but this is a good segue to ask: how do people get a hold of you if they want to contact you? Like, you obviously are a practitioner. If someone is interested in connecting with you further, how would they go about that?
Thank you for that. So I am on Instagram at Chosen Goddess. Chosen Goddess. So just how it's spelled, Chosen Goddess, Goddess. I also have a website, godisagoddess.com.
Okay,
Yes.
I like that.
Yes, godisagoddess.com. And yeah, that way you can keep up with our future community gatherings. I host women's support group once a month in person. Eventually I would like to make it online, and we're now making it donation based so it can be accessible, but we keep it intimate. So it's no more than 10 to 11 women, because I like everyone to be seen, heard, felt. I feel like if it's too many people, it's hard to keep up. I mean, that's just me. I like to
I'm with
operate. Yeah, it's hard to keep up. So I like the intimate space. So yeah, when I do those in-person gatherings, those are donation based, which we'll announce usually like 2 to 3 weeks before the event, each month. And we'll be continuing that. One of me and my other dear sisters, her name is Kim. She's one of my best friends. So if you see me on Instagram, you'll most likely see me with Kim. We also are going to be hosting a podcast coming up, which we're really
you.
excited. Me, my dear sister Kim, and another goddess named Indigo. So that's coming up. It's going to be called the Golden Age Goddess Podcast.
Awesome.
Super excited for that. Yes. And next year we'll be hosting 2 retreats. So I've already hosted 4 retreats. I've done Jamaica, we've done Peru, we've done Costa Rica, we've done Bali. And next year this will be Thailand. And we're not sure about the other place yet. We're going to let spirit lead. So, yes.
Awesome.
Yes.
That's really cool. So you Do you typically like how many retreats do you typically host?
So I usually do one a year, but I'm now upping the ante a bit. So we're going to do two this next year. And eventually it'll probably go up to four. So one for every season.
That's
So, but for,
that's really
yes.
impressive.
Thank you. Thank you. I love it. I mean, this is what I love to do. I love to serve women. Right now, our retreats are really focused on women because my signature energy is the divine feminine. I work a lot with the goddess energy. Of course, also kundalini, that's the shakti, that
Mm,
primordial divine feminine force that runs through all of us, through everything, every facet of existence.
yeah.
And so yeah, we're definitely, but I am going to, yes, I am a I do read tarot and oracle intuitively. Yes. And I will say I'm not an expert tarot reader, but I do go based off my intuition.
Awesome.
Yes.
That's the most correct way to do. Well, everybody's got it. I'm going to say that differently. I resonate with that the most. The just reading the energy as you go, intuition. Like
Yes.
I'm not skilled in the way that people expect me to be, but
Yes.
whatever needs to come through comes in, and it's like I would not have gotten that out of that. Well, it
Yes.
fit what you needed to hear, obviously.
Absolutely. Yeah, I don't read like the tarot so much in terms of like the face value of the
Mhm.
card so to speak, or what the
Yeah.
general message is. Because again, like you said, reading between the lines, it can go way deeper, way deeper, or have a mysterious message that, I mean, again, has some of those fundamentals of the essence of each tarot card or oracle, but it's also particular to you. Like it can be completely off the wall. Like the same, for example, the same exact tarot card, like if it's the Queen of Pentacles can have two different readings for two different people.
Oh yeah. Oh
That
yeah.
makes any sense. Yes.
Completely. Yeah.
Yes.
You bring to mind the Queen Cups, as Chef Deb.
That's so funny. She brought the Queen of Cups up. My love is overflowing, so I appreciate it. Thank you.
That's awesome. So, on your website, it's got to. Is this a place that people can schedule with you? Do you meet? Do you do sessions remotely, like via Zoom or something like that, or do you only do it in?
Yeah, yeah, that's a great question. Yeah, so I do Zoom for my sessions. Typically, I'll send out a link. People can typically book if they want to book a session with me. And I will say too that I do offer for first timers a discount of 33%. Again, that 33 energy.
33.
Yes,
I
yes.
like
So typically, my readings for about an hour and a half are 222, but for a first timer, it's 144. And they're very in depth, they're very thorough. Just any area you need clarity on in your life, or if you just need that support working with spirit, I am here for you. And I'm not the type of person either to like, okay, it's 90 minutes, time is up. No, if I have something else to say, I'll keep going.
that's awesome.
Yes.
And that's her website right here. Did I spell goddess right? I always feel like I always spell goddess wrong. It seems like there's too many D's or too many S's.
I get confused like that too. So I hear you. Yeah, no, it's perfect. Yes. So yeah, I was playing off of like God is, because God is sounds like God is.
Mhm.
God is. So God is a goddess. Yes, because they're one
I
and the
like that.
same. Yes. Yes.
That's
So that's
awesome.
my website. Yes. Thank you.
I just realized we've been on almost an hour. We have a little bit longer to go. I just kind of wanted to take just a moment to, because I have seen a few people pop in and that's kind of feeling lonely. Just to be sure everybody hears this, we are meeting later on today to have a free Zoom meeting for anyone who is feeling like they need to connect today. That's
Hmm.
going to be in an hour and a half, an hour and 32 minutes from now, from this second. So you can find the link to that in the community section of my YouTube channel as well as on Facebook. So I just wanted to be sure everybody heard that. So I hope that it didn't take away from what you were about to say.
Oh no, that was perfect. And I love that you're doing that. That's just so amazing. And that's what also drew me to your channel as well. through Yolanda Marie is I seen how you're really community centered
Mm.
and you really are looking out for people who are supporting you, like you're supporting your supporters. So I love that. And yeah, people, yeah, definitely if you're feeling lonely, get on that Zoom. I would also like to pull a card for the group today, if you don't
Please.
mind.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah, using I want to tap into that energy of what you said, loneliness.
Mm.
Um, if anyone is feeling lonely on this live stream, well, let's tap into the energy of our ancestors specifically, and how can we, conquer that loneliness and, realize that we're never alone. We're really not. That's even an illusion in itself. We have, again, look at this beautiful community. You're here. So
Mm.
that's already a sign that you're not alone. We have our angels and our guides. But yeah, I feel like tapping into the ancestor oracle deck. And yeah, let's see what the ancestors have to say, our collective ancestors. Does that sound good?
Yes, please.
Okay, give me one moment.
Okay. While she does it, I'm just going to also add in that next Wednesday, this show will be an hour earlier than is typical. Elsa will be joining me, and so you can look forward to seeing Elsa next Wednesday/Thursday for those in the Southern Hemisphere.
Beautiful. So, yeah, let's tune into the energy of the ancestors. I've been working with the ancestors a lot this year. One of me and my dear sisters, the lady who I mentioned earlier, Kim, we just hosted an ancestor workshop, how to heal with your ancestors.
Cool.
So, they're very potent,
I like
their
those
energy.
cards. Those are neat.
Aren't they beautiful? They're by a lady named Abiola Abrams.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I've been working with her as well. So she works a lot with she has a book called From Imagination to Reality, which is powerful. And yeah, she created this deck called Secrets of the Ancestors. So let me show you.
That's beautiful. It's so
Hmm.
annoying that I can't figure out how to unmirror us, but since
Oh,
it's
it's okay.
mirrored, but
Yeah. But you get the concept. So let's tune into like what does our ancestors want to know about what we need to do, what or whatever message we need to know about loneliness on the holidays.
yeah.
Yes. And put your love. I also invite everyone who's watching this, put your love and energy into the cards, your intentions, especially if you're feeling lonely and you need some just relief. You're just wanting to let that energy go. Ooh, okay. Okay, I'm gonna tell you what card flipped out.
All right.
Actually, and it's kind of interesting. Mother of Air,
Oh, no
boundaries.
way. Go on. Sorry.
Yes, I think you have something juicy to say.
Mm.
So when I look at this word boundaries, you may say, what does boundaries have to do with loneliness? I feel like what this is saying intuitively is that we need to set a boundary on things that we give like so much credence to
Mhm.
and we think hold so much more importance. And we need to lay that boundary and say, you know what? No, I get to choose. I get to choose how I feel. I don't have to let anyone or anything or even a concept come into my consciousness that is going to let me down. I get to place a boundary on what I give my attention to.
Mhm.
I get to place a boundary on what I pay or what I deem as so important to the point that I'm allowing it to like bring me down, whether that's family, whether that's even the concept of Christmas and saying, okay, I'm everybody else is with family, I have no one. Or maybe I have people, but I don't really resonate with them. You get to lay a boundary. What I'm really getting is a boundary with the thoughts,
Mhm.
boundary with your mind. And it's interesting because she's the mother of air, and air is very much connected to the energy of the mind, the thoughts. And so, yeah, lay a boundary. You get to choose what you give your attention to. And you get to choose to give your attention to. And if you're feeling lonely, you know what? Again, Let me maybe focus on those 8 daily essentials.
Yeah.
Well, can I start moving? Can I put on some music? Can I maybe learn something, read? How can I connect with beautiful sacred souls like higher vibrations or myself? And so that is what our ancestors want us to know. Lay a boundary, lay a very strong boundary with what we give our attention to.
Love that.
Yes.
And she was the goddess of wind. Is that what you said?
Well, she's mother of air.
Air.
Boundaries. I can actually read what it says in the book if you like. It's a quick
Sure.
read.
While
Yeah,
you're looking it up, I just wanted to add something that this is
please.
this the spirit of wind has been coming in lately, and it's as big as the continent of the North America. She's
Mm,
huge,
wow.
and it's a big, powerful. It's time. Y'all need to stop being so mean to yourselves, kind of
Yes.
person.
Yeah.
And like she's like the mom that's like, I've had enough. Like
Right.
that's the kind of energy she's coming in with, and she's come in like over the past couple of weeks 3 different times, like really strongly. And when you brought her in, I was just I so I'll add some more later. You go ahead and read what you have there. Let's see
Oh
what
no,
you
please. I was listening. I love what you're saying. Yeah,
and
please.
it just fits so much to so she's kind of like the when dragon energy first started to come in, only she's bigger and
Mm,
she's like more ancient. And
mm,
like she's just been watching us toil and screw things up
yeah.
for so long, and it's not even stop pulling your brother's hair, it's stop pulling your own freaking hair,
Right.
stop, and just she has this stern, scornful voice, but it's tone about her, but it's because we've been treating ourselves badly. We've been putting ourselves down. We've not set the
Yes.
boundaries. We've been taught in the spiritual community that that means that you're supposed to accept everyone's BS. And
Right.
that's not true. You are love and light. And if someone else is not presenting love and light, you can say no. And if you don't
Absolutely.
say no, it'll keep coming.
Come on now. Exactly. I love that. I love what you said. That's very necessary, even especially at this time of year.
Yeah.
You get to say no to environments or places that are not love and light, to people that are not love and light. And you also get to say no to the illusions of the mind that gets us in that downward spiral of that, oh, woe is me. I'm such a victim. And again, I'm not saying not to feel, but we got to recognize the truth
Yeah.
that a lot of this is a facade, it's illusion. And you're right. I love that. Especially we get to say no. I don't want to show up to this party because it's fake. It's a lot of fake energy. Yeah, you're right. This mother energy of boundaries. Yeah, you see her. It's just like this mother. She's tired. She's done. She has her hand pointed out. She's like, no more. No
Yeah.
more. You know?
Yeah.
I love that. So, so true. Yeah, I'm going to read this really quick.
Sure.
And I will also say I do have maybe 10 more minutes. I was invited somewhere today. So I'm
Oh,
going to keep my session short today, but I
okay.
wish I could stay. I honestly wish I could stay here longer. It's so great.
That's
Time
I
goes by
yeah,
so fast.
it does.
Yes. So just quickly, it says stay true to what feels right for you. Honor your boundaries, approach with discernment, speak your truth, and make decisions based on your assessments of the facts.
Hmm.
Be honest, upfront, and direct, but be aware. Even constructive criticism can be wielded like a weapon. When this blunt mama ancestor shows up, she wants you to be logical and unbiased with strong communication.
Hmm.
The mother of air is a leader who brings wise crone energy. This matriarchal ancestor rules with an iron fist
Hmm.
from the head and never the heart. Her compassion is often underestimated at first glance. So again, this energy of like just telling it like it is,
Yeah.
even to yourself and to others. And that's necessary. And sometimes it's that energy of even just speaking up, speaking your truth. And even the energy of speaking your truth to yourself. What is real? What is really real? Is this love? One of the easiest way to indicate something, is this love or is it from a place of fear?
Yeah. Yeah.
The biggest indicator. You can easily notice yourself and others from just asking yourself these two questions with anyone and even yourself. Is this coming from love or is this coming from some form of fear?
Yep.
And if it's not, you have the choice to speak up through your energy, your actions, through your words, and even speak up through removing yourself.
Yeah.
But I'm really feeling this energy. I love what you said. It's like we're hurting ourselves, really. It's like we can be our own worst enemies.
Oh yeah.
And so even in the spirit of going back to loneliness, being lonely, I invite you all to who are feeling lonely to tune into your perspective.
Yeah.
Are you why are you feeling lonely? Is it because you're caught up in, and again, it's not to discredit, your feelings are valid. It's completely valid. And also notice it's a this and that type of energy.
Yeah.
Notice, am I giving too much power away? Am I giving my power away
Right.
to illusions of love? What's the real love? And how can you tune back into yourself? Where can you lay that boundary? Yes.
Right. Yeah. I totally. Oh, I love it.
Aho.
And that's the time of that's what we're all doing as a collective right now is we're learning to release, to heal through and resolve the trauma. And so we can go
Absolutely.
back to self-worth.
Absolutely. So true. I mean,
Yeah.
it's so true. And speaking of that self-worth, I would like to at least list before I head off
Yeah.
to, I would like to just at least express what the 8 abundance codes of love are and what the 8 gateways of abundance is. Is that
Okay.
okay?
Yes, please.
Okay, perfect. So, and that you mentioning too, the self-worth is very much tied to these abundance codes. So, we talked about the 8 daily essentials. We went a little more in depth into that. So, what I'm going to do is just list off the 8 abundance codes of love. So, the first one is everything is done only for the love of the divine.
Mm,
Powerful. Everything is done only for the love of the divine. That's it. There's no other motive, there's no hidden agenda. And the love of the divine is being the love yourself. You are, because we are the divine part of
yeah.
it. We're the little divines rocking around. The second one is learning to love life as it is in the now.
Ooh.
Big lesson. Be grateful in the process. The third one is, and I can also send these to you too if you ever want to like,
Yeah,
yeah,
please.
yeah, I'm going to send them to you.
Thank you very
Yeah,
much.
of course. My pleasure. The third one is love yourself by valuing yourself.
Mm,
Exactly what higher vibrations was saying. Self-worth.
yeah.
That's the only way to really love yourself is you got to place yourself on high value.
Yeah.
Because we're so I mean so valuable to the point we're priceless. We're so worthy that we don't even have to say we're worthy. It just is. But again, we all been programmed. I know I can say these things and you could be just like, okay, I hear you, but it's not landing really in the body yet. But it takes practice. You are valuable. You are priceless. You are worth everything and more.
Yeah.
Consciously creating your life by choosing loving experience. That's the boundaries.
Hmm.
Consciously creating your life by choosing loving experiences. Again, you get to choose.
Yeah.
The fifth one is create a love offering. So it could be a service, a product, inspiration, art,
I
or
love that.
simply being you. Just being you. That
Oh,
is a love offering in itself.
oh yeah.
The last three is unconditionally love yourself. Unconditionally. Through your loneliness, through your sadness. Guess what? You can be lonely, you can be sad, we can make bad decisions, and you're still worthy.
Yeah.
You're still worthy. We're human. And take accountability.
Yeah.
Yes, take accountability. Again, don't beat yourself up. That's what the unconditional love is. Unconditional love doesn't mean that I'm making excuses for myself. It just means I'm going to love myself no matter what. Just like you would a precious little baby that's hurting or a precious little child. You're going to love them no matter what through the mistakes, you know. I mean, if you're a good parent. if you
Yeah.
got some sense, you know.
Right.
That's what we should be doing.
Yes.
Yes, unconditionally love others. That's the seventh one. Of course, if we love ourselves, it starts with self, then we can unconditionally love others. We can give more others more grace. We can not take things so personally. And again, it doesn't mean that you don't stand up for yourself. It doesn't mean that sometimes unconditional love can come in the form of collie, you
Yeah.
know. It's, you can still, it can come in the form of segment, even that righteous anger. But again, we're not projecting that anger onto anyone. But
Right.
we realize that at the end of the day, people need only love. That's it.
That's right.
That's it. Yes. And the eighth one is recognizing at your core, everything is only love.
Ha.
It's that
Yes.
recognition. Even the good, the bad, the ugly, the beautiful, whatever we're going to call it, there's love driving that for whatever reason. And that's the mystery of life. Um,
You're right.
yep. So those are the eight abundance codes of love.
Beautiful.
Very powerful.
Man, I resonate with all of them. Thank you so
Oh,
much. I
thank you.
really, really, truly enjoyed this conversation. And yeah, like you said, time flies way too so fast these days. Um, though, if you ever would like to join me again, I would be honored to have you back on the show sometime next month or after. If you'd ever like to, that you're welcome to.
Oh, I would love to.
Okay. Well,
And
thank
I
you.
would love to have you on our podcast too as a guest when we get that started. So
Sure.
we'll
I would
stay in
be
touch.
honored. Yeah.
Yes, yes. Thank you. Thank you. We'll work something out. So yes, yes, I'm gonna head out now.
Okay.
I appreciate that. I
Thank
didn't get
you.
to go over the eight gateways of abundance, but I'll talk about that next time.
Perfect.
And I do hope that this gave some insight into the golden age and the fundamentals and how we can start tapping into the frequency because that's what these are all about. These 888, um, this 888 portal of Christ consciousness, divine feminine Christ consciousness. And when we say divine feminine, this is not to not include the men. The men are in this too. We're talking about that energy,
Yeah.
if you get that energy, like that essence of the feminine, the
Yes.
spirit. And I also like to call the age of awakening the age of the feminine rising.
Oh,
So
dude. Mic drop. That's perfect. Wow.
deep bow to you, Pamela. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much. Thank
Thank
you.
you. I love you all. Thank you so much for joining me. Anyone who wants to join us for our group meeting, look to the community section or on Facebook. You'll find those links. It's also in our Telegram group. And I will either see you there or next on Sunday for the live Q&A. Sending you all so much love.